What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Tech once again, awake and fresh for part 3 of the Quake Con Warframe mod, which is not a mod. Let's just call it a PC build. I don't want to think, or you guys to think that this is PC modding. There's a lot more that goes into it, and people that are much better at it than I am. But I like you guys to come join me as I practice on doing stuff like this. That aside, today we're going to be bending 5 more tubes. We got one bend done on yesterday's vlog, or the previous vlog. I don't know when this will go up. And we are going to basically start bending the rest of the tube. And once we get that out of the way, we're at the finish line or near the finish line. We can just do some cleanup and touch up. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Really wish I had 2 cameras that were a little bit closer to each other. I'm just gonna kind of put this here so you guys can see the bends happening. It'll be kind of hard to do this. I need to figure out how I'm going to do this at some point because I am squished up here in the corner. We're going to get out the next piece. I like to start with the back pieces first. If you guys have different methodologies and so on, let me know. The next back piece is actually going to be this one right here to run up to this. So we're going to start working on that. It should be a straight line pretty much, so we're not going to have too many problems with it. We just need to start getting an idea of where we need to bend and how much we're going to need. So we're going to need probably almost all of this. Well, let's see. So there, about there, and there. So we'll cut off to about here. And I know the autofocus isn't fantastic on a couple of these cameras, so maybe one day Olive can carry the camera and point and shoot and make sure it stays in focus for me. So if you guys see here, we had a little bit of trouble with this bend. You'll see I twisted it real bad on this one right here, but we didn't get such a bad twist. We have one twist on the back side, which should be okay because once we fill this up, we actually have more of a pastel fluid. You won't be able to see it from the front. And if we have time, we will rebend it. I'm not really sure that we have time to do that though. So for now, this is how it's going to be for now. So the next one that we need to determine is the next furthest back. So the next furthest back is actually going to be the line from the GPU to the pump. So we need to grab and run a line down here and up to here. So that's the next one that we're going to do. Alrighty, so we got a pretty rowdy bend done here. I'm pretty happy with it. We're gonna cut it short and then see how close we are to being accurate with it. I did get a twist on it, unfortunately. Apparently we're just gonna have minor twists today. What that does mean is we have a good template for later. And like I stated earlier, since we're going with a pastel fluid, you won't see where the twists are. The big focus on this was getting this this 90 right, the backside one where the 90 is facing. But we should, I don't think I'm gonna have to bend any further. Let's see. Oh, we are way off. Okay, that's fine. We need to just pull this back. Okie dokie, folks, I think I got the freehand about where I want it. That wasn't that bad. I mean, we have a little bit of curve up. We aren't doing sharp lines here. It's definitely more creative, but I think I'm digging it. I think we're gonna get this one done and make sure we have enough tubing, and then we're gonna redo this bottom one, and we're just gonna come down. I'm gonna try to redo it and probably freehand the whole dang thing because that's just, I mean, we can do the 90, sure, but that's about it. This is gonna get redone. I think we're gonna have enough to do it. So before we get to that though, let's get our last bend in just to make sure we don't jack anything up ridiculously. And so we're just gonna come out, we're gonna bend down the middle here so we have almost everything filled up. And so we're just gonna get to work on that. Alrighty, so that's pretty much going to take care of that one. I just had to grind it down a little bit to where this was a little bit more flat, and basically I'm just trying to offset it to where, you know, that this doesn't, the tubes don't cross that much. That's what we're going to solve here on this bottom one. We're going to try, we'll see how it goes, but we're going to try to stop it here. Or we're going to come all the way in. We have it, actually coming all the way in is going to be great. We're going to do that. Alright, so we're done with the loop. Basically, the things that went wrong were the basic things that happen when you freehand. And I ran out of tubing, so this bottom one actually has one twist in it on this 90. And that just happens if you are being a little aggressive with your freehand, as which I was in a little bit of a rush. The only other thing that I want to change would be this 90 here. I think we just need to cut the bottom down a little bit so that it sits a little bit more level here. We freehanded 3 total lines, the bottom one, the one on the rear, and then this one that comes across from the top front rad to the deal. Somebody asked why I did a mini ITX in this case, and this is the reason why. We filled the entire case out. So all of the computer components actually sit really, really nicely here. And then we are able to run like this crazy loop for the size case it is. And I'm pretty happy with that. We have plenty of cooling potential, which is what I'm going for. Now we got to flip around and start working on the cable management. So come along, we're going to finish that up and at least get as close to being ready as possible.